Hey, good morning, SBC 205. Got a little bit of a bone to pick with you guys today because I had my day all laid out. I was working on SBC 209, my other class, and then I was going to start working on your outlines at about 11 o'clock. That way, I would spend most of the rest of the afternoon working on your outlines, and then I could make an excuse and go on a very short bike ride that would only last about 30 minutes, and I'd be great and everything would be good. Here's where you guys messed me up. I've gone through all your outlines already. It's 12:08 and I'm done because your outlines were all really, really good. I greatly appreciate the effort you guys have put into it. I know there's a lot of stuff flying at you at the beginning of the course. I know that it's possible to feel overwhelmed by it. But what I saw in my outlines today is you guys are all getting it and that you understand what it is that I'm looking for. So literally better this semester. I can say this without hesitation. Your first outlines for your informative speech are better as a group than any other semester I've ever had. Okay, so good job on that. One thing I want to stress that I got a couple of questions from, and so rather than put out a long announcement, I figured I'd just put it out in a short video for you guys, make it a little bit easier. Let me talk about use of evidence. Now, a lot of you guys did remember that I said put where you're going to use your evidence in red. I appreciate that. A lot of people didn't, but that's okay. That's a minor point. I'll discuss that a little bit later. You're not going to lose any points for it, so relax. But we use evidence, and again, if you haven't seen the lecture from yesterday, go back and relook at it. Let me sum up lectures or evidence in a couple of sentences. You've all taken English 101, so you've all written term papers, you've all written research papers, and you know how to use footnotes and endnotes. Think about using evidence like you would use footnotes or endnotes in a research paper. The only difference is you're not going to have the chance to put a footnote at the end of a speech or an endnote at the end of a speech. So since we don't have the opportunity to put those footnotes, we use the phrase according to, okay? So think of it like that. Think of it as just your way. You don't footnote a source like you do in a research paper. You introduce it in the body of the speech with the phrase according to, or I'm quoting, or that's from, and you tell us where you got your evidence from. Okay. Hopefully that will solve that. Okay. Second thing. I know a lot of you guys, this is your first speech. It's 75 points. So I can generally tell going into this first speech how people are going to do based on their outlines. And I grade objectively. I have the rubric. I go through the rubric. But I'm concerned when I see an outline that isn't really there, that doesn't really, where you don't seem to understand the process. Where we need to help and have more of a conversation on it. In the before times, I could call you into my office and we could sit down and talk about it. I can't really do that now. I will tell you this. So for about 95% of the outlines, you guys are exactly where I want you to be so you can go in and give a good speech. Okay? For the other 5%, hey, nothing there. I just need you to follow the advice I gave you. And if you don't understand, please come back. I will stay on my email all weekend so that if you have any issues, Saturday is going to be a bit of a problem because I've got to run to Dalton for the day. But I'll be back on my email Sunday. If you've got any questions, make sure you send me an email and ask the question so that I can help you out, okay? This speech is 75 points. The next one's 100, then it's 125, then you've got your final. Okay, a couple of more discussion boards. So what I would tell you is I think everybody's doing really well. I think, every one email I sent out should have come back, and unless I said, hey, listen, there's some issues we really need to work with. I want you to resend me your outline. Okay. For almost all of them said, good job, now practice. So I'm going to say that again. Get that rubric, print it out, tape your speech, sit down with it and go back over everything I told you I would be grading, and then grade the speech yourself. And if you think you've got a grade you're happy with, okay, send it in. Post it on YouTube, post it in the discussion boards, which I will open. I won't open it until tomorrow. The discussion boards will be open tomorrow. But if it meets all the criteria, send it in, and you are good to go. If you don't think it does, redo it. Okay, and to redo it again and redo it again until you're not holding your note cards with two hands, until you see you're introducing all your main points with my first main point is, my second main point is. Okay, go back and redo it. I'm perfectly okay with that, because in the real world you'll get time to practice a speech. Yeah, we talked about impromptu speeching, but that happens. You'll get a chance to practice a formal speech. Okay, so it's Friday. It's 12:13. Your outlines were overall really good. Those of you that got feedback where we need to work on them a little bit, send them back to me. I'll be taking a look at them. Practice your speeches. You've got till Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. to post them. Really, again, overjoyed almost with the effort you guys put in on your outlines. Now I got to go out and ride my bike for about 2 hours, so thanks a lot for that. But otherwise, good job. We will see you soon. Stay safe, stay well, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your speeches.